Now, Mary is already 74 years old. She was a teacher before, all right? She wants to share her experience of a retired person and how she views this population program of our government.
Friends, fellow citizens, now you just heard me being introduced, so I am a nobody. Pioneer generation citizen, close to 74, and this is my first time speaking here. So if I make foolish blunders, please do bear with me. Now, before I came here to speak, I had well-meaning friends and relatives. First, I must tell you, except for one friend, none of my relatives dared to come because they warned me about coming here. Thank you. They said, Mary, you're going to lose everything you have. Then I said, but I've got nothing. So it's all right to lose everything when your everything is nothing. Also, I told them, are we not a democratic country with a democratically elected government? Are we a dictatorship? They must be living in another world, right? It's only in dictatorships that you have people who govern with thin skins. You ask a question, they take it personally. They take everything as a personal affront, and before you know it, nobody knows where you are. But we are not. Then they tell me about people who've been picked up by the police. Now, just now I heard Gilbert. At first I thought, no. Our police are tasked with far more important jobs than looking out for an old lady like me. You see my size? You see I've got nothing. Why would anybody want to pay any kind of attention to this little mite of a woman? But having heard from Gilbert, but then again I said, no. People like Gilbert are people of substance. They know a lot. I don't. I know nothing. I don't read the newspapers. I don't have television. What I know is what I get from Hong Lim Park. And occasionally, somebody will thrust a paper in my face and say, read it. Other than that, you know why I don't read the newspapers? Don't watch news on television, especially local news. Because at the very best, they are uninspiring. I only read, wow, thank you, thank you. I only read things that inspire me or move me. All right, so I've given up on our media. Social media, I don't go into because I'm ignorant. I do not know how to go into it. People feed me with the news. Right, now coming back to the police, they pick up people, like I said, maybe like Gilbert, who are of substance. Other than that, they have far more important jobs to do. I'm sure they have to see that terrorists do not escape the arms of the law. They have to make sure terrorists do not escape from their holding cells. Now, all right, and yes, so, and they are tasked, police people, I knew a lot of them before, but they of course retired, judging by my age, my friends who were in the police. But as far as I know, They always got into the thick of things. So today's police, I'm sure, are also tasked with quelling riots, right? If there's a riot, whom do you look for support, for help? The police, right? So with all these things that they have to be doing, where do they have time for a little old, ignorant, insignificant lady like me? So that's the reason why I'm speaking to you. Now, I'm speaking. One of my friends asked me, what if they throw you out of Singapore? What if they take away your home? What if they this? What if they that? So I said, well, I'm an ignorant lady, but as a citizen, I don't think they'll throw me out of Singapore. They can probably put me in a hold-up somewhere with rats and cockroaches and all that. So I honestly thought seriously about it. And then I said to myself, yeah, probably I'm okay with rats and cockroaches and all that, because sometimes they're better than humans. Right. So now, to come to the real issues, that I am not making a speech. I told my friends, I'm here to make conversation with my fellow citizens. Unfortunately, this conversation is one way. I would rather have it two ways, but it's not possible. So if you want to have a conversation with me two ways, you've either got to buy me lunch or dinner or simply kopi. You know, I saw a banner somewhere in Hougang that says, kopi with Xiao Mao. And I am so drawn to that. So maybe you can have, Gilbert is not in a very good state now, so maybe we can have ice kosong with Gilbert, right? Then we can have conversation. All right, now about the issues. Over the months, there have been so many issues regarding Singapore that have been going round and round and round in my head. So finally, I decided, okay, in spite of what everybody is warning me about, I'll take the chance, I'll come up here. Now, if something happens to me because of this, then I'll tell my friends and relatives, I have to admit, you are right. But until then, I still believe we are a democratic country. Right? We live according to the laws of democracy. Right. Issue number one that I wish to share with you. I will give you an analogy and then see if you're clever enough to know where I'm leading. Okay. Now, the analogy is this. When parents are caring parents, when a second child is coming, those of you who are parents, you know, you go to so much trouble to make sure that child number one is well prepared to receive the new sibling. Because you know how difficult it is to build human relationship, to build trust between people. So they go to all ends to prepare that child. Then, when sibling number two comes, that's not the end. It takes years and years and years of nurturing to show to this child you are still loved. We're not just dumping a brother or sister on you. Now, what more? If parents, because their children are fairly grown up, they wish for a little young one, but the mother unfortunately cannot give birth anymore, so they decide to adopt. Now, if you want to adopt a child, or 2 children or 3 children. You can't just bring them into the home and dump them on your offspring. You shock them. They will feel deprived of the things that they have been so used to. You brought them up to get used to certain things. And then all of a sudden you dump unceremoniously some strangers on them. So, what am I leading to? The influx of foreigners. And I am not talking, sometimes I think the authorities purposely twist the meaning of what we're trying to say. None of us, we've had maids. Now they give them a very nice term. What do they give them? Something like helpers, domestic helpers. It doesn't matter what you call them. It's how you treat them that's important. But anyway, none of us has ever complained because we know we would rather someone clean the house for us, look after the babies. We have never complained about these workers who work the roads, who build our buildings. What we have sometimes talked about is the fact that Singaporeans lose their jobs to people who are maybe willing to take a little bit less. But these Singaporeans are so good at their jobs, and we are citizens. So isn't it right that if you want to take away, if you want to employ somebody else, you want to have an influx of foreigners, you need to prepare us. You don't just dump them on us. I feel this because now, at first, it didn't matter much to me. When the maids first come, the workers, I tried to make them feel at home. Today, I'm so overwhelmed. I come here to ask a question. Maybe some of you can answer me, or maybe the authorities, I don't know. The question is there really, really a desperate need for so many people from so many countries to come in so quickly? Can we not slow things down a little bit? Maybe they'll call me an idiot. They say this woman, this ignorant woman knows nothing and she's asking such a question. Yes, I admit, I know nothing. But then it bothers me, so I'm asking a question, all right? So this is the issue of population. My next issue is, are we or are we not a first world country? I saw at the back something that said first world country, third world mentality. Now, are we or are we not? Now, what is a country? What is a state? A country is the sum total of its citizens. Nothing more, nothing less, right? Buildings don't make a country. Roads don't make a country. Yes, they are necessary, but the people make the country. So if we are indeed a first world country, it is because the citizens have first world minds. Right. So, if citizens have first world minds, then can we not make simple decisions like whether a film is good for us or not? You know what I'm getting at? I think we are all dying to get a glimpse of that film, To Singapore with Love. But the Board of Censors have decided somehow that we, the common people of Singapore, we are the common people. We don't have the wherewithal. We don't have the necessary intellect to decide, to watch the movie and decide whether it's good for us or not. They have to make the decision for us. Well, I suppose they have superior intellect, right? It's not only that. It is not even a blanket ban. It is a ban that says, no, this is a terrible film. But then again, terrible film. We show movies with gory details, murders, right, sex, and all that. But we have things in place like, okay, age group. This is for this age group, that's for that age group. Can we not do that to Singapore with love? Well, okay, now in a way, I suppose they do, because I remember there was, I think, a group from a university, some faculty, that wanted to view the film for discussion. What did the Board of Censors say? Yes. And then why? Now, this group of people who were given permission to view the film are young, I think, undergraduates. I'm not diminishing anything. What I'm saying is they are young. Maybe they have the advantage of tertiary education. Didn't our Prime Minister not so long ago say tertiary education is not the be-all and end-all of everything? You can get to the topmost position of wherever you are without having a university degree. And he showed us examples of that. But now they say, if that group wants to watch it, it's okay. For us, the ordinary citizens, it's not. We don't have the intellect. We don't have the wisdom. We probably don't, maybe they have even better moral fiber to make decisions. Another thing about this movie is, I believe those people shown in the movie, they were one time called, maybe they still are called, Marxist conspirators. Am I right? Okay. Communist sympathizers, Marxist conspirators. But today, my friends, today, who in the world is afraid of the word communist? Today we are afraid of the word terrorist, right? Every country in the world is talking about beware of terrorists. So if I understand correctly, the people featured in the film, they are Singaporeans who want to come back, but they can't because they haven't paid for their sins. What sins? Sins as communist sympathizers or what have you, which really was never proven. If truly they are, let us watch the movie and let us Singaporeans have a conversation and decide with the government. Is a country not government plus citizens? It is not about talking top down. This talking top down belongs to dictatorships, police states. But we are a democratic country. All right. And I come back to the group of university undergraduates. Not demeaning them. I'm sure they are very good people. But those of you who have been denied the right to view this film, some of you are grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, older brothers, older sisters of all these people. So they say this young group, they are capable. They can make the decisions about this film. But you, their elders, no, you don't possess that quality. So how insulting is that? Right, now, the other group of people who are allowed to view the film are people who can get I do not know how you do it, but anyway, get the rights from the filmmaker to show it in the privacy of their homes. They can show it. Now, who are the people, if they want to, who are the people who can buy the rights to show the film at their home? Can you pay $100 for the rights to show? No, I'm sure it costs a whole lot of money. So first, we have the elite or those of superior brain power who are allowed to view this movie or film. Secondly, it is the wealthy. So here are we now. Look, I am not pointing fingers at anyone. I am not anti anything or pro anything. I am an ignorant woman asking questions. If I cannot ask questions that about issues that bug me, then I might as well go in the forest and live with the animals. Actually, I planned a long time. I will one day. I do like the company of the birds and the animals in the forest. I do sometimes go and live among them in the forest, quiet time. But I told myself, no, not yet. This is my country, and these are my people, which includes the government, by the way. So all my friends, my fellow citizens. So let me try, ask some questions, even if they are not answered, to try and open up minds, whoever wants to listen, and try to put something right for Singapore, for all of us. All right, now this is about that film. One third issue, one of my relatives, actually somebody very close to me, she said, if you ever mention this term, I am going to throw up. So my dear lady, you are not here, but because of you, I will not use the term. The term, I think you all know, because this is the 50th year of our independence, and everywhere you see 2 letters with 2 digits. What is it? Clever people. Now, I will not say it because if she hears it, she'll kill me, right? So all I'm saying here is, we are celebrating 50 years of independence. There have been good things, there have been bad things. Now, every one of us and every place in the world will have the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. It is all part and parcel of life. So, if we are celebrating whatever we have to celebrate, should we not include, actually put at the top of the list, the first group of architects who built this island republic? And by that, I mean people like Dr. Goh Keng Swee, right? Our former president, 2 former presidents actually, then Mr. Lim Kim San, W. Barker, Jack Yun Tong, the whole lot of them. Singapore, if we are proud of the Singapore today, it was the work of a team of architects. I believe, here again is my thought, okay? I believe we should not deify, should not make somebody into a deity. We don't deify somebody. We don't glorify anybody. Neither do we demonize anybody. Some of the original architects, probably all of them, like us, they are humans. They have made mistakes. They have done great achievements. So, My question is it possible for somebody who knows the details to write one book that features all of them from the top, that means our original Prime Minister, down to the last member of that original group of government people? Let us not hold back anything without diminishing their good deeds. We want to know the achievements they did. We also want to know their frailties, which makes them human to us. So if we write about somebody, surely the person cannot be 100% good or 100% bad. Can we have the full story? But let us pay tribute to them, right? Why do we sweep their memories under some kind of carpet, hidden away somewhere? And one of my friends said, actually not just swept under a rug or carpet, but also cemented over. So forever they will not be remembered, right? So Mr. Ong Teng Cheong, Mr. Devan Nair, so many of them. So this is the third issue that has been going through my mind. There are others, but there are other speakers as well. So if after listening to me, you think that you want to have Kopi O with me, I'm game. Thank you.
Well, that was Mary of the Pioneer Generation Group, who has kept all these thoughts of hers bottled up. And when she approached us to speak, we were so happy to have her, someone speaking right from the bottom of her heart.